Welcome to Psychology Corner. This is the audio version of 19 Psychological Reasons Why People Believe in Astrology. The belief in astrology, despite being scientifically debunked, can be attributed to a range of psychological factors that tap into how people think, perceive, and emotionally engage with information. Here's a quick overview of the key reasons why people think astrology works. Confirmation bias. People tend to pay closer attention to and primarily remember those astrological predictions that align with their knowledge, aspirations, goals, and desires, while ignoring or downplaying evidence that does not support them. Remembering the hits and forgetting the misses through this type of selective attention reinforces the conviction that astrology works. The Barnum effect. The Barnum or Forer effect refers to an individual's tendency to interpret vague or general statements as specific enough to have been tailored for them, when in fact those same elements could apply to many other people. In an astrology setting, this creates the illusion of accuracy and insight. Cognitive dissonance. People do not like admitting that they were wrong or that they've wasted their time and money on something that turns out to be a scam or simply not valid. The same happens when people who relied on or believed astrological charts discover that this divinatory practice is not scientifically sound. The person will likely continue to believe in astrology and support their previous stance to avoid psychological discomfort. Social proof, or the bandwagon effect. Seeing large groups of people believe in astrology, not to mention that the practice has a long history stemming from ancient times, can lead individuals to adopt the same attitude toward it. The more widespread a belief, the more it seems valid or trustworthy. Need for meaning or purpose. Astrological readings help some people make sense of the world around them and can even assist the individual in finding a personal meaning or purpose. It is easier to believe in a method that seems to provide meaningful guidance in one's life. Pattern recognition. Humans are naturally wired to recognize patterns. That is of great help when trying to connect to the world around us, but it becomes a faulty skill when we find patterns and meanings where none exist. People tend to believe astrological readings because they seem to reveal the connections between celestial movements and one's life events or personal traits. It appears to connect a specific individual's apparent destiny to the bigger universal picture. Self-serving bias. People are more likely to believe predictions when they're positive or flattering. Astrology often offers uplifting or ego-boosting insights, making it appealing despite its inaccuracies. Sugar-coated messages contribute to an individual's tendency to believe the readings of an astrologer. Cultural conditioning and cultural pressure. Some cultures have made astrology a significant segment of their traditions and social interactions. People are more likely to believe in such practices when they're embedded in their environment and upbringing. The shared belief may create a sense of belonging to the cultural group and can facilitate social connections as well as a sense of community. The individual may also feel a certain pressure to adopt the beliefs of their culture, country, community, or family. Emotional manipulation. Sometimes, an astrologer can simply manipulate his or her client into believing in the accuracy of a reading. For example, the hot reading method, which means that the astrologer conveys information obtained by him or her via non-paranormal, also known as normal, means can convince a person of the reading's validity. Emotional manipulation occurs when the reader uses emotionally charged topics relevant to the client to force a positive response and agreement with the session's content. Lack of education. Sometimes people simply do not know that the claims of astrology have been scientifically debunked or that there are other methods that can be used to understand the apparent success of astrology. The placebo effect and emotional reasoning. Even though it is not scientifically valid, astrology can act as a trigger for a variety of positive psychological outcomes for those individuals who believe in its divinatory power. Similar to medical placebos or other methods, With no direct potential to improve a person's health, astrological charts can enhance an individual's self-confidence, motivation, emotional comfort, and other psychological aspects. This also turns exposure to astrology into an unlikely coping mechanism. It can help an individual navigate stressful or negative situations by providing comfort and the appearance of clarity. When something feels good, people often tend to erroneously conclude that it must also be correct or valid. This cognitive distortion is known as emotional reasoning. Projections. Whoever is interpreting an astrological chart may project their own psychological content onto the reading. Someone's desires, fears, or aspirations may seem to have been included in the chart, which makes the method seem relevant to the individual. In fact, what is being shared is the reality of one's inner state. Authority bias. Celebrity astrologers or public figures perceived as knowledgeable or educated can be the reason why some people believe in astrology. They think that if a figure or perceived authority uses the method, then its claims and results must be valid. People trust that the scientific assessment of astrology must have already been carried out or verified by these authority figures, and therefore there is no need for them to reevaluate and come to their own conclusions. They may also have their own opinion, but since it's the opposite of the views held by the authority figures, they conclude that it must be wrong and therefore discarded. Need for certainty. In times of uncertainty, people may become more susceptible to believing in astrology and other types of pseudoscience. The seemingly clear answers provided by these methods create the false idea of order within chaos. Attribution bias. Astrology can offer external explanations for one's successes or failures. An individual may erroneously believe that the events in his life are caused by factors outside of his control. Success seems a promised part of their destiny, while failures can be explained through the faults of one's astrological sign or the influence of cosmic forces. None of these causal relations are true. Ambiguity tolerance. When it comes to believing in astrology and other types of pseudoscience, increased tolerance to uncertainty and ambiguity can lead to greater support for the practice, since vagueness allows room for interpretation. It is therefore easier for an individual to incorporate a prediction into their personal narrative. Simplicity. Astrology makes complex life seem simpler by reducing it to cosmic forces that the astrologer can decipher. It also simplifies decision-making, as many choices are left to the predetermined connections between celestial bodies and humans. Recency bias. A recent astrological prediction that seems to have been valid paves the way for an individual's trust in future similar readings. The newer, apparently true reading is prioritized over older failed readings in one's mind. Personal validation. Astrology is more appealing to people whose readings include positive or desirable information. Individuals are likely to return for more such services since they offer validation and encouragement needed to move forward in their lives. These reasons show how belief in astrology thrives on psychological mechanisms that blend emotion, cognitive biases, and cultural influences rather than scientific validity.